Hello, my name is Carl Casada. I'm going to be discussing mythological goddesses from a feminist perspective. The Great Mother Goddess has been around since the beginning of time, and she has been an important figure in mythological belief and religious worship. I believe the Great Goddess was actually a part of a matrivocal society that has been around for 30,000 years before a patrivocal society took over humanity's perspectives on women altogether. Marikia Gambotus believes that the worship of the Greek goddess was a universal religion in prehistoric Europe, but we can't know for sure due to the lack of written evidence. Feminist perspectives. I think with the knowledge we do have of mythological goddesses is enough evidence to suggest people did once worship a great mother goddess in which women were seen as equals to men. I believe that humanity's well-known goddesses are evidence enough to show people that goddesses are actually archetypes which represent women's primal perspectives. Carl Jung defined archetypes as the first original model upon which all other similar persons, objects, or concepts are derived, copied, patterned, or emulated. The word is derived from two Greek words, art, which means the first principle, and tuples, which translates as impression. These stereotypes are found throughout our literature and mythology. Goddess, from a feminist perspective, represents a particular feminine archetype. Archetype as a concept is at the foundation of Carl Jung's psychological works. Archetypes are deep, enduring patterns of thought and behavior laid down in human psyche that remain powerful over long periods of time and transcend cultures. Archetypes form the basis for all unlearned instinctive patterns of behavior that humankind, regardless of culture, shares in common. Archetypes are found in dreams, literature, art, and myth, and communicate to us through many symbols. Archetypes compose the ultimate source of psychic symbols, which in turn extract energy, structure it, and influence the creation of civilization and culture. As a goddess in the form that a feminine archetype may take, goddess types represent models of ways of being and behaving that all women share and recognize from the collective unconscious. And these archetypes offer women new paths to self-discovery, personal development, and fulfilling direction. I will now move on to the many goddesses and explain their archetypes for women to understand. The Greek goddess Athena. Athena is the goddess of war and wisdom. Athena represents the goddess of wisdom and civilization, concerned with career, motivated by desire for achievement, acquiring knowledge. She possesses a keen intellect, concerned with education, culture, social issues, and politics. Athena is father's daughter. She enters the male arena in the outer world. Athena is also known as one of the three Amazon women. A myth of the Amazon woman spoke of a society of fierce warrior women who lived entirely without men. The story of her birth, she emerged fully grown out of the head of Zeus. She represents the warrior woman archetype that shows that women are equal to men in things such as war, combat, and battles. She is a very independent woman. She seeks one who possesses sufficient self-confidence and who will appreciate her ambition and autonomy. She also represents a wide range of archetypes for women, such as education, careerist, competitor, intellectual companion to her in a relationship, and a dutiful daughter or rebel in the fathered world. Greek goddesses. Aphrodite. She is the goddess of love and fertility that represents women as passionate lovers who would sometimes lead to irrational passion of love. Aphrodite represents the feminine archetype of relationship and love. She is adored for her beauty, her gentle manner, and her amorous adventures. She has been experienced by men as fascinatingly exotic, a seductress. Her influence is of civilizing mankind through her gifts of art, culture, and in particular her disarming manner of relating. Aphrodite's divine gift to us is Eros, her divine son, also known as Cupid, Amor. Aphrodite's gift of loving relationship has the power to mount defenses, leaving her lover disarmed and open, allowing the magic of Eros to flow between them. Moving on to Demeter. Demeter is the goddess of crops and the fertile earth. People used to look to her for understanding Earth's natural resources and presents a precursor to agricultural and civilization. Demeter represents the archetype of mother. Her own grandmother was Gaia, the personification of Mother Earth itself. Her mother was Rhea and her father Kronos. Archaeological evidence points to a significant goddess cult in both Minoan civilization of Crete 3000 to 1000 BCE and in Messenian society of Greece, suggesting her ancient matriarchal origins long before ancient Greece. The expression of Demeter's archetype in a woman is more than merely physical mothering. It is expressed in her instinctively obliging caring for any and all who are in need, particularly the young, needy, and helpless. Greek goddesses. Hera. She represents the archetype of childbirth and fertility goddess, showing that women are masters of their own bodies through the natural creation of being bearers of life, such as creating children through pregnancy. Hera represents the feminine archetype of wife and matriarch of the family. She thrives in the partnership of marriage, particularly to a powerful husband whose high degree of success and prestige privileges her to enjoy a position of status and power. Hera, the Greek goddess, presides over marriage and embodies the instinct to become mated. Next, Artemis. She is the goddess of fecundity and birth. She knows that women could be as creative as men in authority and punishment. Artemisa is an important archetypal figure for young, independent, and unmarried women. She represents the goddess of nature, concerned with matters of the outdoors, animals, environmental protection, women's communities. She is practical, adventurous, athletic, and preferring solitude. She symbolizes regenerative earth power over all living things. Both Artemisa and Athena bore arms as protectress goddesses. Chinese goddess Nua. She is the great mother goddess in Chinese mythology.